So continuing about conscious creativity, what we've looked at already. My first stage was about self-connection, being true to oneself, so beginning from within. And the question posed was, how do you know what you want if you don't know who you are? And on a more closer inspection, the who you are is more of a fluid dynamic of where do we perceive from in any given moment. So for example, I could be perceiving from my belly, or from my heart, or from my mind, or from trying to anticipate another person's perspective or wishes for me. And these all influence the kind of behavior that I would bring. So in terms of the creative process, knowing where we're beginning from is really crucial. And a suggestion for a deeper existential creativity is to really deeply connect to your profound essence, which I refer to as heart. So that's what I'd like to just give a few words to in this video, is about qualities of the heart, which then translate into deep, important human values. These are like the original inspirators or motivators of our behavior. So from our values come our vision, from our vision comes our action. So the value arises from our heart presence or our heart qualities. So there's a translation process going on here. There's a state of self-presence, which is being myself, true, authentic, real, natural. And in this deep state of presence, I can be in touch with natural, intrinsic qualities that are already given to the fundamental nature of being human, such qualities of love, beauty, tenderness, truth, compassion. And these foundational qualities that all human beings can agree upon, because they originate from the heart of all of us, they are present before cultural conditions or individual perceptions and perspectives. So there's like a primordial, foundational sense of human qualities of love, beauty, truth, varieties within this field, of course, but they're general foundations that we could all agree upon to do with our essence. And to touch this essence, we need to go beyond thinking, we need to go beyond philosophy or abstraction, we need to go deep into the heart of our own nature. And as I've found, the only real authentic processes of this are meditation or shamanic journey work or contemplation or deep self-inquiry. So beginning from within, starting from the heart, and allowing this to be the center of our perception as we look out to the world, so the inside-out approach. And from here we're bringing heart qualities out to the world. So let's imagine that the heart quality I wish to bring to the world is love. And this love can then translate into values of kindness or compassion or nourishment or deep listening or deep connection. It's like the main trunk of the tree has got many branches and then many twigs. So in this regard, the main trunk of the tree is love, and the branches and the twigs are all the varieties I just referred to about compassion, tenderness, nourishment, depth of connection, and so forth. So underneath the values is quality, and underneath quality is presence. So let's look at the way this moves in the other direction. It's from heart presence through qualities. I come to notice the values. These values translate into visions, and the vision is a form of commitment. It's an intentional quality where I choose to focus on a particular twig or branch of the value tree. And from this focus comes my activity. So from my values comes my action. So just to say it very simply, heart presence, heart qualities, which translate into values, and from these values come visions or intentions. From these intentions comes the activity. This is what I refer to as the inside-out approach, or the inspirational approach. In-spirit action, inspiration approach, from inside out. And this requires, as a premise, deep self-connection or deep self-revelation, knowing oneself. and knowing the authentic origins of our qualities. Now we can fake this. We can put on various masks, pseudo-psychology, pseudo-philosophy, and say that we have these values, but they're not really values arising from the heart. They're superimposed values from outside in, given to us by so-called authorities, institutions, religions, utopian philosophies, and so forth. So I want you to make a distinction for yourself between outside-in values that have been superimposed on you. These are really expectations. Values for me are really a sacred affair. So superimposed expectations of how we should behave in the world. And essentially these are meaningless because they're not actually connected to us. So we can live for an ideal that sounds good, that looks good, is charitable, or it's compassionate, or it's to do with regreening the earth, or whichever way we like to look at these things. But values that have been handed down to us through traditions, but we don't personally, internally, subjectively, from our natural genius and our natural qualities, connect to them. So what I'm inviting us to here in the conscious creative process is to really know ourselves, know our own unique genius qualities, and that we produce through the values that are aligned to us and from us, and to distinguish those values or expectations that have been superimposed on us, forced upon us, drilled into us, conditioned into us. Some people refer to this as the matrix, this conditioning process that's been handed down to us, that we then live our life striving to be good enough, striving to fit in, striving to behave according to other people's expectations. And all this activity is futile because it doesn't involve us. So this is what I wanted to make clear in this video offering about values in the conscious creative process, and how values rise out of qualities, and how qualities are the first facets of the diamond of our authentic heart presence. And once we have our clear connection to values, we can then move more into the details of vision and intention, which we'll look at next. Thank you very much for listening and exploring this intimate subject of who and how we are and how we function in our optimal state as beautiful human beings.